So I wanted to list 3 ways that Tijuana impacted me back in 2017. And so the first one is the connections that you build on the team. So we were on 3 separate teams. We each had a house that we were trying to build, and the teams were randomized. So I found myself as a incoming freshman into high school with a bunch of upperclassmen. It was really cool getting to build relationships with them during the week, and then being able to see how plugged in I was going into the next year of HVC high school.
Going on the trip to Tijuana was definitely a step out of my comfort zone for me. I had no idea what was involved in building a house. I had never done anything like that before. And I also didn't feel like I knew a whole lot of people on the trip very well, so going in that made me nervous. But once we got down there, the way the trip is structured with the build teams and the small group, and just the nature of working together with a group and doing something hard, trying new things together, it allowed me to really bond with other students and leaders on the trip, and it allowed me to feel more connected with the high school group through the rest of my years in high school and even to now.
It was my very first mission trip, and I didn't know what to expect. I had some expectations, but by the end of the week, it was completely different than what I thought. It was just a very humbling experience that I definitely wish I had gotten to learn about earlier in my high school career. Being so humbled by sleeping on the floors in crowded rooms and having no air conditioning, no phones. It was a really good challenge that pushed us past our limits while we were helping these families build their homes.
You have a great experience outside your comfort zone. Tijuana is, first of all, it's really hot, and then there's a lot of poverty there, and English isn't the native language, and just being outside your comfort zone like that, it really shows you how much good you can do in an area where you're outside of your comfort zone, and then also just the impact that being outside of your comfort zone can have on you as a person. I know I grew a lot in my faith, and being courageous and going up to people and talking to them, and even people that didn't speak the same language as me, being able to have conversations with them. It was really life-changing. And
when we handed over the keys to them by the end of the week, after they had loved on us all week and we had loved on them, and we just really got to show them what God's love can really come out and do. And when we handed them their keys, I was crying. I think our whole group was. My dad was crying, and they were crying as well. And it was just a really great bonding experience to see all of our hard work finally come to a closure. And we provided this safety for them to now have a home for their daughter to grow up in, and possibly more children.
Going on the trip also opened my eyes to see another part of the world and to see what God is doing there. Tijuana is so geographically close to the United States, but it feels so different. The trip helped me to learn more about poverty and what that looks like, as well as what it looks like to alleviate poverty well in ways that build up the God-given potential of each individual.
I really got to see Jesus work that week. As a scared incoming freshman, I didn't know what my high school years were going to look like. I didn't know what my faith was going to look like. Jesus worked through all that. We were able to get all the houses finished, which was one of the highlights. Just seeing the foundation that Tijuana gave me to make the most out of my high school experience with the high school ministry. It was just such a cool thing to look back on, and something that I hope a lot of the incoming freshmen can take advantage of, because I promise if you go on this trip and you put yourself out there and you go for it, you will be rewarded beyond whatever you could think about. So
it really came down to the fact that God was the one who helped us, and we got to show all these families that we built the homes for the reason why we were doing this and how we were able to do it, and that was through God's love.
I am so grateful that I was able to go to Tijuana when I was in high school, and I am very excited that the high school group is returning this summer so that you have the chance to go to.
Just go for it. That's all I can say.